I posted that 2, 3 days ago. I got 76 views on YouTube. Words out. Yo, Jennifer. That's all let my potential, everything though. I was going. I couldn't just leave, just disappear on people without letting people know. I don't know. Some of these females think that you're just gonna wait until he can't remember, then you're gonna try to get him to be your house pet. It don't work like that. Get the chip out of him and fight in the real war. Yeah, because every girl that they did that to will cry because she wanted me. And she thought he was my friend. Then he convinced her that I was interested in, what's it called, her after, like, for some reason, she thought best friends weren't wingman. And, what's it called? Now she's sad because she was duped, the whole family. And she had to do all that, got to tell her kids about the video. That's what every girl don't realize. They'll find out. Don't hide it from them. Just let them know why it happened and don't do it. Because they got kids in elementary school that their father set up there because they're interested in your daughter or your son. Judge not CB, not judge. You don't. She's just trying. She said something in the cafeteria to make me look crazy again. Not going through sting operation entrapment. Shutting down an international movement that I was a part of. You don't understand that whatever you do with me is a movement. It changes for the better or for the worse. I was part of an international movement. And a direct entrapment victim in Cleveland. Never underestimate how important you are on earth. What you're doing right now in the present moment is what you're doing in history. Don't judge someone else that's actually doing something if you're doing nothing. If you didn't know what to do until you met the person that was a part of the movement that was shut down and they tried to put in federal prison and microchip over 15 years ago, then I got memory blank. I couldn't even finish the thought. So let me, if I'll be able to repeat it if I can. I said my piece about sting operation entrapment from the FBI. All they have to do instead of hunt the person for over a year is say, hey, bro, you're being sting operation entrapped. Change your life around, go to college, or you're going to federal prison. And I guarantee you they change your life around right there. You don't have to waste all that money and do all that illegal stuff that you put them in jail for, selling drugs, sex trafficking, all that. And they're doing it legally, setting people up doing it. I don't get that, man. It doesn't make sense. I witnessed that when I was 22. I'm 37. So I thought to myself, what do you do now? You can't talk to a state doctor. The FBI tried to put me in federal prison for 11 years. I can't talk to a state doctor. There's no HIPAA laws. They said that if you're marked on a federal watch list, police and security with HIPAA laws can read your psychiatric files. So that's how they kill those individuals, the political activists, is they call them paranoid. Then they weaponize psychiatry, call them bipolar paranoid, because they got the government literally following them, stalking them. But they covered that up still. You go to the psychiatric hospital and they said, you feel like the government's out to get you? You feel like the government's watching you? They call you paranoid. You could drop names and everything, and they don't send you to a private security company to investigate. They just call you paranoid, put you on antipsychotic medication, which costs $13,000 without insurance per shot in Ohio, and it doesn't heal you. It makes you a zombie. Excuse me, everybody. I might leave today. If I was waiting for my chance in life to say that to the FBI. Because I witnessed it when I was 22 years old and I'm 37 when they tried to put me in federal prison the day before they set up a group for over a year. Selling them drugs, FBI drugs with chemicals, truth serum, LSD variants, selling them guns, working them demolition 8 to 16 hours a day, paying them $5 an hour. For over a year. When they're doing demo, you're going to ask them if they want C4 charges. All demo companies have C4 charges. And then accuse them of terrorism. They tried to set me up the day before they tested out the C4 charges. The group invited me over to their house. They said, hey, we got bombs. I said, oh, that sounds like it's fake. And I'm not interested in damaging infrastructure in the United States because I'm not a terrorist. And then, before I could think about what to do with the situation, next day they tested them out and went to federal prison for 11 years. Weapons of mass destruction, terrorism. If I went with them, I would have been with them in the news in Cleveland. And went to federal prison for 8 to 11 years with weapons of mass destruction, terrorism charges. They invited me over the house the day before. FBI invited me over the house the day before they did it. Shaquille Azir, FBI informant. So my life was over after that. Because I thought to myself, okay, if the FBI tried to lure me to a house, put me in federal prison, and call me a terrorist for not doing anything but going to school for archaeology and medical illustration at the time, instead of, I saw the tactic of entrapment firsthand. The movement found out that the group was entrapped for over a year. And then, what's it called? They were fighting it in court to get the people out of prison because the FBI set them up for over a year. There's a book called Manufactured Terrorists, the Occupy Cleveland story. And then read the Rolling Stone article, Plot to Destroy the Occupy. I was down there documenting that movement for Cuyahoga Community College, my cultural anthropology class. I had to document an event going on in the city to graduate the class. The movement looked at me as an agent. They thought I was an agent, so they didn't trust me. And I was never involved with what they were doing. I was just there. And then the FBI, the day before they set up the Cleveland Five, tried to lure me to the setup the day before it happened. That's how much they gave a crap about me. To this day. So I thought, how am I supposed to talk to a state psychiatrist that says, is the government out to get you? Are you being followed? You think you're being followed? And then there's a gray car that drives past your house with a red light in the back window that looks like an ambulance. In 2013. And then they break into your house, buggy. Microchip you. Have kids with family members. Move into your neighborhood so you hear their car start every morning. Drive past your house on a route to work every day. Type entrapment. Truman Show. You could get paranoid. Believe me. That's all I gotta say. But I got the prayer of the heart, Hezekiah's tradition of Orthodox Christianity, Jesus prayer. Jesus Christ, Son of God, have mercy on me, a sinner. I've been practicing that since 2009, years before this entrapment. That's why I didn't get caught. Because God gave me the gift to escape the executioner. The day before it happened, they tried to put me in federal prison and I left the house. On my own. I fled the house. I said, no thank you, I'm not involved with that. It sounds like it's a setup. Before I had time to think about it, they tested it out and it got set up the next day. Shut down the entire international Occupy movement. From the Cleveland Five, Shaquille Azir Joint Coalition Task Force set up. And that Joint Coalition Task Force took over the United States, shutting down the international Blumenthal setup known as the Occupy movement, which was an international roundup of revolutionaries and freethinkers before martial law, 5G cell towers, and microchipping the entire population. I met a lot of people in the Occupy, Cleveland. People that walked from Texas, train hopped to Alaska, engineers from Colorado, doctors from Cleveland, all types of people talking about news from different cities that they don't talk about on your local news for whatever reason. The train hopping crew asked me if I wanted to join them to hop to Alaska. I thought about it, And then this train hopper, he said, don't go with them because those crews, if they don't like you, they'll throw you off the train going 60 miles an hour when you're sleeping. So I took his advice. Well, train hopping is illegal, but you can do it in any country. My grandfather did it to escape the Soviet Red Army, his draft, when they invaded and took over Ukraine before the Nazis did. My grandfather and 4 people hopped a freight train, and then intended to meet at a spot, and 3 men showed up out of the 4. They don't know what happened to the 4th dude. Before he supposedly committed suicide by hanging when my father was 16. I don't know if there's a refrigerator in that basement. Whoever controls the microwave hearing in the 1960s and 70s with the CIA, OSS, NSA, FBI. Because that would prove that the suicide of my grandfather was actually a murder, premeditated. So baby Enrico, my father, I was his dad. Because he never had a dad, because his dad hung himself when he was 16 until he was 26. So I always forgave baby Enrico for why he's so crazy. Even though he cheated on my mother, and he deserves a divorce. Hold on. I'm not saying, bro, the girls that you cheated on, you can't have a good time with. I'm not saying you can't, sow your royal oats. Just you can't touch my mom again, bro, because she was a virgin before she met you. She said, I didn't know he was going through the sting operation in traffic. That's what I'm trying to explain to you. If you've been through it, you already know what I've been through. Just like if you lost someone that you loved, that was your girlfriend, your wife, or your significant other, the only people that understand what you go through after that is someone that lost their wife, their girlfriend, their significant other. Every time you meet them, the dead person's soul guides you. My best friends are those who lost their loved one, their significant other, widowed. Those are my best friends. I'm gonna go to some Michigan widow meeting. Where's grief counseling in Michigan? I might find my girl. She'd be like, I didn't touch nobody for 11 years. I said, I didn't touch no one for 7. I don't know how she was murdered. They said it was an accident in the news in Cleveland. And her family got a county named after her in Tennessee from reparation. Father O.G. Crip, LA said. You would have been my stepfather, but he's not. She broke up with me before she died. I have the letter for legal purposes, with why I'm tied to the Crip gang because of the murder for life. The real Crip gang. OG Crip. I didn't say I was a Crip gang member. I just said I'm tied to it because of the daughter of a Crip gang leader from LA set was murdered in Cleveland. And they ruled it an accident. May 23rd, 2018. Raggedy Ann, my significant other. I found out she cheated on me multiple times. I practiced voodoo 6 months into our relationship. She said, I practice witchcraft. I said, oh, damn. I'm a Christian. So Corinthians 7 talks about that. St. Paul says, I, not Jesus, say if you find someone who is not a believer, what's it called? And they accept that you're a believer, they don't have to believe, then your faith sanctifies your children. But if that person chooses to reject you, let him go. Because you're not supposed to keep anyone.
This weather's not built for smokers, that's for sure.
So they put voodoo on me, voodoo on me, voodoo on me. My dead girl practiced voodoo, so you can't mess with the souls of the dead. They practice voodoo and their family. Truth just comes out. That's all, you know. When your dead ex practices voodoo and so does your family, truth just comes out. She makes you into the man that you were born to become. Your dead significant other, whether they practice voodoo or not. That's why I shine like this, because my dead girl who was murdered, she making sure everything we struggle with, I overcome and become the man I was destined to be. Again, I gotta repeat this always. She wanted to be cremated. Her family buried her. That's all you need to know about her relationship with her family. And then when the judge on house arrest let me go to her funeral, what's it called? Her father took me out of the funeral home. He said he pretty much told me I don't have to give condolences to anyone. So it all made sense years later when I found out about the non-consensual microchip implants, and then I had found out that my dad murdered ex had the possibility of being non-consensually microchip implanted. So when her family buried her instead of cremated her, all they got to do is go to the tomb and scan it to see if she had a chip, and then find out who chipped her to understand who killed her. Stop wasting my time. Crip game. You hear what they called you in the room? The jealous one. Excuse me, bro.